Hi everybody, Adam from REH. This week's episode is miscellaneous. I've just put a lot of products on the deck and I'm going to talk about them. This isn't affiliated to any supplier. Every product has different properties and is just as good on a day for that job, for that job, for that job. It's suiting the product to the job, and I'll explain why. Here's our first product. We're going to go with standard 4-inch Delta. The standard, it was to take on the Bravo. I'll tell you the properties of this liner and when you would use it and when maybe you'd choose a different liner. Fabric weave, it's pointing one way, so when you're putting patches in, make sure it's pointing towards the hole. It's quite an undersized liner, so you really have to take it to pressure when using Cali to make sure it's touching those inlets. Being undersized, you tend to get a lot less ripples on the bends on the 90s and the 45s. That's good. Undersized liner as well. Very good for getting your retraction bang on if you shoot your Cali in the correct way. It gives you good range and you can get it bang on again. But say if we're shooting to a square that's blind like that and you can't push it down, and you're not going to be getting your last joint. Say if it's a 15-meter shot, because when you shoot this, because it goes long on insertion and then pulls back on retraction, it's going to bottom out and you're not going to blow off. So you're going to have either put a landing pad in or opt for a different type of liner. So there's a scenario when Delta's not as good, but then it'd be really good on blind shots when you want to get your main. So as you can see, every liner is different. As say, I was shooting a lot of Bravo the other day, and they've changed it a bit, and you know what, it was 1 for 1. As long as you have to shoot when you shoot your liner, you have to go in at super low pressure with a flexible liner like Bravo, because if you're going at high pressure, you're going to get the accumulation effect at the stretch at the point of inversion, and over a 20-meter run, that accumulated effect will make you go long, and again hitting squares, or you're going to have to work super hard with your Cali really slow and high pressure. You might have to do it 3 or 4 times to get it all back. So like I say, every line is different for different jobs. Now like this is a ProFlex liner. Good things about ProFlex is it's doesn't stretch at all. It will get you bang on. I'm confident shooting a 30-meter liner and getting it within this much. It retracts 100mm at 6-inch and not at all at 4-inch. So I don't even account for the bends in 4-inch. It just stretches to suit the 6-inch, 100mm every meter, provided you shoot the 6-inch Cali at high pressure and slow, really slow, high pressure. This will retract 100mm on the dot. So great for blind shots to the main. Not so great if you've got a 90 at the bottom of shaft, a 45 and a 45 and a 20-meter run, because this may not go. You're going to be at super high pressure and it may not bloody go, and then you're going to have difficulty getting your Cali through. So I would definitely opt for a more flexible liner, like say a Delta 3D or a Bravo liner 4x6 transitional. But again, because they're flexible, you're not going to be guaranteeing that last joint. You're going to have to put a landing pad in. So different properties for different jobs, and make the material suit the job, not the job suit the material. Okay, so that's a little few things about them. We've got 7100 brow liner. There's other ones as well. This is great for when you're patching around 90s. No ripples whatsoever, very few. So you can do a plastic broken 90 at the base of a stack. Use this stuff and it will just form to it with no ripples. So I'd be opting for that. Word of warning, make sure you fully wet it out, because you don't want any dry spots, because it's already stretching quite thin. So laden it with resin thoroughly, and also it might be worth giving it a bit of a pre-stretch and use a powerful packer on it. Make sure it's fully touching the side so you get that good adhesion, and in plastic always key it up when using this. Get the sanding flaps in, good, use that. Okay, so that's a few of the liners. Going to move on to the Calis now. Luckily enough, we've got 3 types here. So old-fashioned, well, it's not old-fashioned, they changed it. It used to be a bit a lot rougher than this and textured. It's a little bit stiff but still flexible. This is just heat stamped. Always check it, make sure that heat stamp's good. I've seen it that the factories haven't heat stamped it correctly and they've threw like a container load away. 50 degrees max, I think it's 1.2 or 1.5 bar max. It says on the box, when you get the box or the packaging, it'll say the parameters of this Cali. Fantastic for doing multiple bends, not fantastic for doing big, large, say 6-inch, 20, 30 metre downstream shots going into a 9-inch main. I would definitely then upgrade to something like this. If you see that this is just heat stamped, this is a mechanical seal with another layer on top of that. So this is medium duty clear stitched Cali. Pros and cons are it's see-through, so you can actually see on the camera the water line going up on the upstream shots. It's still relatively flexible. I think it's 2 bar or 1.5 bar with 80 degree max temp. It's a really good middle of the range. Now, a few word of warnings. Make sure you fill your drum up quite well, because these mechanical seals are not fully sealed and they will leak on you. Now, you can get a strange phenomenon when they leak out of the snuffy, in between the snuffy and the snuffy head. It's happened to me twice and it confuses the hell out of you. It leaks air out of here into the area between the clips and the insertion point, and your whole snuffy will feel rock hard and start bellowing, and in a panic you'll depressurize the whole liner and that will remain rock hard, and you'll think that there's ghosts. It happened to me and Josh Bozel about 6 years ago, and we were like, what the fuck? Open the lid, looking down, put a hand in the snuff, completely empty, lid's off, the snuff's rock hard, and that's air trapped in between the gaps, and it's like a pre-chamber, and because it's gone from a big internal capacity to small, it wasn't equaling out the pressure to the pressure in the drum. It was over it, so it went to like 2 bar in this little section. Don't worry, your Cali's fine, just pop a little hole and it'll psst, good to go. So yeah, little quirks about that product, but fantastic product. Then you've got an even heavier duty, quite stiff, lots of ripples, but if you're doing a straight shot 60 meters long and it's 6 or 9 inch, get the big boy on it. Again, I think it's 80 or even could be 100 degrees, like 2.5, 3 bar. Solid mechanical weld, very stiff though around bends. I wouldn't be say using this in 4-inch as a standard unless it's straight and you've got lots of cracks and big vertical head. So yeah, fantastic product. When you're recooking your liners, this is the one we choose. Take it up to like 90 degrees, 1.3 bar, quite dangerous. Leave it for 3 or 4 hours. That's the stuff. Okay, so that's about that. What else? Oh, this one. I'll be shooting with this in the next couple of days. It is the Rolls Royce of liners, in my opinion. If I could use it every day, I would. It's a Magmaflex. It's a Magmaflex 150-225. This, we're doing some downpipes in the gong. When it's coupled up with silica resin, it's probably as strong as it'll ever get. It's super thick weave, very, very thick. Now, when you wet these out, your vac has to be bang on. Without that vac, the fabric weave is so tight that resin will not infiltrate this. You could be there all day rubbing it, and by the time you've done it, your resin's gone off. But this is the premium, this is, in my opinion, premium. But again, very stiff, not very good around bends if combined with Cali. But I'm doing liner only, so it should be good. Because the difference is when you do a liner only and a Cali, air acts evenly on the inside face, spreading out all those wrinkles and making it look as good as you can, and you're also getting direct pressure from that to that. Whereas Cali, as it's a physical being and not like air evenly spread, you'll get ripples and you could potentially get stuck into that. So, like I said, as you can see, I'm not saying one product is better than the other. They all have different properties and different applications on their day. So yeah, start thinking about that and thinking about the job and what product is best. Love your lining. I do. Adam from REH. See you later, guys. Bye bye.